bruh. Turn it.
That thing's slow. Damn, Trey.
Well.
When the wind blows got me, yeah. Ducked off from the benzos, won't bendo, take it back to the starting, yeah. Anybody come around, but I cannot make a sound at the bottom of the mountain, yeah. Gotta run it like a fountain, so astounding, gotta leave them where the ground is, yeah. 18 walk through, bigger than a monsoon. Everything I vision, composition of a cartoon. Got a couple screws loose, medically I'm in loose. Standing in the back to myself like a recluse, yeah. Always searching for more, I cannot settle, got a pedal, keep pushing the force. So I can settle insecurities, keep looking for more. Never in the always guessing, never know what's in store.
What is going on YouTube? So I just went ahead and prepped the radiator setup, got the fans mounted. The only thing left that I want to do is I don't want to straight wire the fans into the system because you may have to take the rad out for something in the future, and it's better just to have plug and play. I thought guys that I had an extra set of like the pigtails from fans, because I could have swore I had like 8 fans at one point, and I thought I cut all of those ends off before I threw them away, just because I know that that's how I usually wire in the slim fans. I always like wire the plug to the end so you can just slide your radiator in and connect the slim fans as if they were stock. But for some reason I just can't find where I put them at. So that being said, I'm gonna leave that open. I may install it because I can still connect them even with it in the car, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now because we still need to do the alternator and supporting stuff for the accessory side of the engine, and it's easier with it out, as well as I gotta go ahead and throw on the new slave cylinder that we have here. I still haven't even touched the fuel pump yet. Everybody's saying that it's a lot of things to check before I just jump straight into the fuel pump. So I don't know. Apparently the check engine light is supposed to go off even if the fuel pump doesn't prime, I guess. I didn't think it did that, but I don't know. All right, there we go. Got us a slave cylinder ready to go in. Guess I'll go ahead and try to get this installed.
Got a war on my mind, get it poppin' like it's bad there. PTSD, but you can't mad there. Looking off in the back like a cat bat. Fuck a Hellcat, skirting off in the hatchback. Laugh that, you can have that. Can't imagine what I seen in all the mishaps. Feel like I'm Babe Ruth, but that a ball back. Get it speaking better, no, you better fall back. Saw that, coming. But I seen better days, so I'm not running. Stay 10 toes down, ATA budget. Give a fuck about the money, got a vision with a dream, so it seems like a fiend. You can take it from me. Yeah, I keep my heart locked like a padlock. Crisscross to the spot that I ain't forgot. Realize, can't be hypnotized. And then I tiptoe through the window, through the intro where the wind blows got me, yeah. Ducked off from the benzos, won't bendo, take it back to the starting, yeah. Anybody come around, but I cannot make a sound at the bottom of the mountain, yeah. Gotta run it like a fountain, so astounding, gotta leave them where the ground is, yeah.
Roll no auto, man, you know the motto. You only live once, gotta go full throttle. And my flow concentrated like the bottom of the bottle. I've been riding out of space, blowing up like Apollo. Yeah, I've been that star, I need NASA. Telescope chopper, they dancing. Yeah, 255 on the dash. Fuck it, I'm trying to go fast. I know they hate when they see how I'm living. I'm living too good, I'm good in your hood. I'm stuffing the ape in the back of the wood. Money, my language, get down on the.
So guys, first let me tell you, this thing right here is without a doubt, hands down, the best purchase. If you swap cars like this and you gotta bleed clutches and stuff, this is the best purchase, man, you will ever make. I promise you, this thing is no joke. Harbor Freight, I think it was about 30 some bucks. You can use discounts and stuff to get it a little cheaper probably. And guys, this is the truth. So I've been trying to bleed the clutch, which thankfully guys, it is working. So that's a big thumbs up there. I'm actually getting clutch pressure now. The only downside is I don't have any more fluid. I think there may be a tiny bit in the turbo car. I'm gonna go check, but what I've been trying to do is recycle the little bit of fluid that I'm getting out and try to bleed all the bubbles out of it. So definitely not the best way. The best way would be to cycle fresh fluid all the way through it. But guys, I'm trying to do everything I can without having to go somewhere, because it just takes too much time out of production so I can get stuff done. So yeah, but I'm gonna run up to the turbo car, check and see. I think I got like one of those little like ounce buckets, and I might, matter of fact, let's check the trap on camera right now, because I believe there may be some on the trap. If I remember correctly, I feel like when we went to James last time to get tuned, I feel like I had a little bottle, and I don't think they used too much on Brandon's all-wheel drive Civic. So I know I got a small one in the turbo car, because that something, either a caliper or drum or maybe even the master cylinder, something is leaking on that car. So I keep a little fluid in here, so over time when it leaks down. So let's check and see. Normally I have a bunch of this stuff because you can use it both for brake fluid and for your clutch, but here lately, guys, I've been slacking. All right, guys, come back over here to our bleeder and just pull the trigger. Now watch this thing suck that fluid in. Pause. That's crazy. I mean, she'll suck it right out. Pause. Also need to check the adjustments, because I have had a couple occasions where the pedal itself isn't adjusted correctly. So that, I'm gonna tell you, that vacuum pump, normally that thing bleeds it really good, really quick. So a lot of times it'll just be the fact that the clutch pedal isn't adjusted properly to the master cylinder, and that'll cause all type of problems. But I think for now, I'm gonna leave this like it is. I don't see any leaks. Everything looks freaking mint. So yeah, I think we can check that one off the list here of things we gotta do. So guys, I've been messing around with this thing off camera a little bit, and I got pretty much accessory brackets and stuff mounted on. I got the AC compressor mounted, and I went under the car, went ahead and got the half shaft mounted, and yeah, I'm really stuck on this fuel pump, man. I really want this thing to prime so I don't have to cut it. But again, guys, from what I can tell, that's definitely just gonna have to be what I gotta do. Some weird stuff that I found while I was messing with this car today. This shift selector unit was loose as fuck. So I'm trying to get the clutch line, this rubber clutch line back there, I don't know if y'all can see it. I'm trying to get it routed around into where it plugs to the hard line that goes to the slave cylinder. And as I'm pulling up on this selector here, the whole unit is moving. So I'm like, what in the crap, guys? So go around, and I was able to tighten all of these tins that hold it on. Now, why that was off, I don't know. Some people take it off to feel the transmission. I usually just use this one hole here, pause. But yeah, I don't know why that was loose. Everything feels normal. The trans moves in and out, shifts, you know, all reverse through, all the way through fifth, works fine by hand. So I'm not too sure why that was like that. A little sketched out, but yeah, we got the clutch pretty bled, got the new slave on, and yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of wish I could figure out what is causing this fuel pump not to prime. So guys, one interesting thing that I'm learning with this relay from JI in it, the fuel pump, I mean, it's clicking just like the other one, the fuel pump still ain't coming on, but the engine light actually goes off and then cuts back on. I don't know if that's got anything different doing it, but like I said, with the other relays, they click, but the check engine light never cuts off. This time now, if I switch it off, it cuts off, then it pops back on. So I don't know if that's any different, but you can tell, listen. You hear it? It's clicking. All right, guys, here we go. My cutting tool of choice. I do not know where we got this one from, but it is definitely not a Harbor Freight unit, and this thing is the truth. I just sharpened up my end a little bit. It doesn't have to be razor sharp, but you see I got that thing at a nice little point there, and this thing will pierce, I mean, instantly through that thin metal back here. And you definitely want to use something like this, because this doesn't throw sparks like a cutoff wheel. You may could get away with like a Sawzall or something like that as well, but I find this to be more precise, because like literally as I press the trigger, this thing will just run all the way around and make short work of it. And again, I've done this two or three times already, guys, so I'm no pro, but I've been around the block with doing this and it works flawlessly. Now, something I do want to mention, a guy that follows me on Instagram by the name of Nino Brown, I believe. I'm sorry if I messed that up, bro, but he did send me a picture of a boat latch that looked like it might work perfectly in here. The only thing is with the Accord, like in the trunk, it's got so many curves. I'm not too sure that thing looked like it needed to be mounted flat. But anyway, if you were a perfectionist, you could always put this back together and either use like the Flex Seal tape or use some type of waterproof tape, and it would be fine. I've never even sealed mine back up. I just fold the metal back down, and I don't have any issues with smelling gas in the car or anything like that. So yeah, I don't know. Some people may cringe to this step right here, but again, guys, I've done it with like pretty much every CB I've had since I've been swapping them, because I just have the worst luck with these fuel pumps. Again, it's about patience, because this thing will cut pretty fast, but you just want to make sure you keep it barely in the metal, and try to, once you get a slight hole there where you can see where the lines come up and stuff, you'll be fine. But it's that initial cut, man, that it'll kind of scare you a little bit. But yeah, let's jump into it. All right, guys, so got my setup set up here, and basically this is how you can tell really quickly if it's your fuel pump or a relay or something with the computer or anything like that. once you've gotten to the actual pump itself and you can unplug it, you just take a multimeter, get these things for really cheap these days, really helpful tool, and plug it straight into the plug coming from the front that feeds the fuel pump. Right now we're reading nothing because the switch is off. When I prime this thing, we should see at least, I would say at least 12 volts, because this is some puny wiring, so it never really feeds it the full 14, but we should at least see 12 volts if this thing is working properly. Let's see if I can get this on camera for you guys. Let's see. I'm priming the pump. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much, I'm gonna wrap this video up, man. I'm super glad we got in this thing, and now we know that it is gonna be that fuel pump. So I'm gonna do it probably tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and get the fuel pump in there and try to prime this thing up, and then get the fuel lines connected up here at the front, and then we can actually start this thing under its own fuel, hopefully. And yeah, hopefully this thing gonna idle for a minute and we can just hear it run. And at that point, all that'll be left is the axles. I got the clutch pretty much bled. I'm gonna pick up one more thing of a bigger jug of brake fluid tomorrow too. And hopefully we can finish getting that clutch fully bled. We can get this new radiator set up in there, get that filled up with fluid. And yeah, I'm hoping to do another video for you guys on Saturday and let y'all see this thing actually idle on its own. And then all that'll be left, man, is find the axles. And yeah, hopefully we can do our first drive. So, and once we drive this thing, it's pretty much gonna be a wrap, because I gotta get this thing out. I'm motivated. I'm ready to try to get the trap painted. I really want to go on and get on that before Tail of the Dragon. So that being said, guys, we got some work to do. So I will catch y'all next time. Remember, like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And as always, respect our bills. Peace out.